Welcome back to Soul Travels. And what did you think of that thumbnail? I know what you're thinking. Just back the train up. We did not steal the statue of David. That is actually me in the window. What?
Oh my. Well, all kidding aside, what are we discussing today, Eric?
First of all, I wasn't kidding.
Oh.
Second of all, you know what? We have been living in Europe now, the Netherlands,
Yes.
for almost 2 years. It's coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
And things that in the United States were completely unthinkable for us. I mean, we just wouldn't do it or even consider it to kind of now become normal for us.
Yeah, second nature. Yeah.
And that thumbnail is a prime example of that.
Right.
I can honestly tell you this, and I'm just being absolutely truthful, straight from the heart. A year ago, there's no way she was doing that thumbnail. There was absolutely no way she was doing that thumbnail. I probably wouldn't have done it either. Who am I kidding? I would have. But anyways, yeah. So when we first moved here, there was a sense of, as people that lived in the United States, we have our privacy. We like our privacy. When we go to bed at night, the curtains stay shut. Even at night when we're watching TV, you adjust the curtains so people just can't see in. Things along those lines there.
Right.
And around here, that doesn't really seem to be the case a lot of times.
Right. The only time we really close the curtains now is because the sunlight in with the camera, the filming.
Exactly.
Other than that, they're open.
So this has actually become second nature to us, whether we're walking down the road and we're looking to the right and we're seeing an apartment, walking by an apartment and somebody's in there working. We don't even give it a second look anymore.
Right.
When we came over from the States, it was always, what's going on in there? Don't even care.
Yeah.
So now we just kind of chug along our merry life with our curtains open and just looking like the statue of David. So let's go. All right. So what's the next thing we're going to talk about?
Public transportation as our main and only
mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Besides walking.
I love public transportation.
No, you don't. You did. Now you do.
Now I do.
But
now
in the
I do.
States, he would never step foot on a bus. But now, I mean, he loves taking the tram, train, metro, bus.
It took a little while for her to get me onto the bus here. But once I got onto the bus and everything started grooving in, and in all fairness and all honesty, buses here and buses in the United States, night and day.
Yes.
But public transportation, it's second nature to both of us right now. Just absolutely second nature. Don't need a car, don't want a car. We're good to go.
Yeah.
So, but the next subject that we have that goes along with my pretty wife is pretty flowers.
Pretty flowers on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because they're so affordable here.
Extremely affordable.
This beautiful bouquet I got at the market yesterday. And $17.50. Now, some people might think that is very expensive, and that's okay. But if it was in the States, that probably would have run about what, $60
to $70. Yeah, easy.
Right.
Easy,
and it's beautiful. The florist put it together for us. We picked up what we wanted, and
one of the nice things about being over here at the same time is a lot of places, and I mean a lot of places, sell flowers. They're easily and readily available. And I read someplace that the Netherlands was like the #1 flower exporter in the world or something. And it shows and it reflects in their prices as well. So,
yeah, they're inexpensive.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
So, yes.
Custom made, beautiful flowers, beautiful wife. All right. So one of the next subjects that we have is, oh my gosh, man. This one, I have to admit, it's still a little hard to get used to a little bit, but it's 100% better than what it was. And the stairs.
Oh, yeah. Those steep, narrow stairs.
It is so hard to convey to somebody what the stairs are like and so forth. Pictures don't even do it justice.
No, they don't.
But it is what it is. And if you're going to be Dutch and you're going to live in the Netherlands, you're going to deal with the stairs, and we do. And we've gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, we really have.
We cannot put a whole foot on our steps coming up the 2 flights of stairs.
Absolutely.
So we have.
Love being Dutch, love our stairs, love the flowers, love the public transportation. It just really doesn't get any better. It's night and day compared to the United States. And all of those are now second nature to us, especially coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
As long as you haven't had a couple of beers or something, that's kind of deadly.
Well, the narrow part helps because you can hold on.
Yeah, there you go. She's got it down, man. She has got it down.
No.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about, and Tammy and I were just talking about this the other day, is what we like to call, when we first came to the Netherlands and we started living here, is called the intimidation factor. Tammy is by far, and you all know this already, Tammy is by far the more outgoing of the two of us. So when it comes to certain things, I kind of let her take the lead on this. But, you know, it can be intimidating when you first come here and you first want to buy something, if you're down at the market even. I mean,
right, down at the market, you know, if I wanted to buy some fruits or vegetables or baked goods, cheese, I would always be intimidated and not really, I would just kind of skirt by and look and really not end up buying anything because I didn't feel comfortable. I was just very intimidated.
You should have seen it when we first got here. I mean, we would stop in front of a stall, and it's kind of like, we want the cheese, but I only want this much, and I'm afraid to ask for this much right here. And so how do I even ask?
Right, and you know, that has certainly changed because the more brave I got, the better it was. And the people that were helping me took their time with me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to hurry. They're like, take your time.
Yep.
These people will wait. The Dutch are patient.
Very patient, especially when they see that you are nervous or you're not quite sure exactly what you want.
Right.
So they are very patient. She even bought something down at the market the other day. And yesterday, actually. And she bought something and they conversed a little bit. An actual Dutch, and Tammy understood them, and she just gets right in there and she gets what she wants. Night and day.
It was so nice. I was so proud of myself that I knew how much it actually cost.
Great job. She really did.
So so it's becoming easier.
Yeah, it is. I was off in the corner, hiding around the corner. But anyways, so and another thing around here is you don't feel like everybody that wants to talk to you is out to get you or scam you or something along those lines.
Yeah.
That is not the case.
Yeah, that's huge. Back in the States, we couldn't really walk down the street without thinking that we were going to get, you know,
shot, mugged, scammed.
Right, or if I was by myself.
So the general rule of thumb, and not to bag on the United States, if somebody comes and talks to you out of the blue for no reason at all, they want something from you, or they,
or they're going to harm you.
Or they're going to harm you. That's not a good thing. Yeah. Here, it is not uncommon if you are in another city or even here and people see that you're having trouble, they'll just come up and ask you, do you need some help with directions? You know, do you know where you're going?
Right.
Which is really great. It took us a while to get over that.
Yeah, it did, especially with me walking by myself in the mornings. But it was nice. Very nice.
Just to know you're not going to be scammed.
Right.
Or everybody's not out to scam you. So not the last one, but the next thing we're going to talk about is this one. I knew about it, but I just never knew how really big this was. And now it's such a big part of our life. It really is.
Right. And that's football.
Absolutely.
Go Feyenoord.
So it took a little while to break out of the soccer thing and get into football. Yeah, I mean and the people at the cafe were really quick to go ahead and correct us on that in a very nice way. But when there is a match going on, a football match going on, and you go to your local cafe, people come in, the place gets crowded, people that you don't normally see in the cafe. It is just such an interesting sport, an exciting sport, and it is a community sport. They really, really rally around their team.
Speaking of going into like cafes, even doctors' offices, people like say hello to everybody. You walk in, it's like, you know, goedemiddag or goedemorgen. And then when they leave, it's like, okay, goedendag or goedenavond. And it's we weren't used to that, but
No,
now we
not
walk
at
in
all.
and it's like,
Again, in the United States, it's personal space. Don't invade my personal space.
don't talk to us.
Don't talk to
don't
me.
acknowledge us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a time that, like Tammy was saying, I haven't gone to the doctors, gone into the waiting room, and there's 4 people in there, and every single one of them will say hello.
Yeah.
And Tammy's always doing to me, did you say hi? Did you say hi? So, and then I'm learning to say hi all the way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are some interesting factors that we have just gotten. It's normal now for us. Everyday normal.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about the next thing.
Yeah. What's next?
All right. So the next thing, I'm going to show you a video in just a second right here. But I want to tell you this before I show you the video. When we first came to the Netherlands, Europe / to live, wasn't happening. There was no way on God's green earth that this was going to happen. But apparently it is pretty second nature over here. And people don't even give it a second thought. So check it out. So yeah, using an outdoor urinal.
Which we had a whole 10-minute Tuesday on.
We did have a whole 10-minute Tuesday. And now I can honestly tell you this. Like I say, in the States, wasn't happening. No way, no how. Now, not a problem. I'm not paying €2 to go and use the bathroom. Or 50 cents. So, that ain't happening. I'll go outside first. So
Oh, boy.
just got into the groove of things. Second nature now.
Yeah.
Totally second nature.
Exactly.
Second nature to do number 1. Okay. So, but here's another thing and we were just talking about this the other day, and I was probably the biggest offender of this. When we went out to eat, and we would sit down at a cafe or restaurant, or if we were not helped when we first got here, if we were not helped within the first 3, maybe 4 minutes, I would become extremely irritated and agitated. Because in the States, when you go to a restaurant and you sit down, you expect to be acknowledged really within the first minute or 2, and have somebody come over and give you some water and whatever it might be. Here, completely laid back. How would you describe it? What's the best way to describe this? And that is, they will get to you when they get to you because they're busy, and it's considered normal to go ahead and just wait.
Right, because most of the time there are only 1 or 2 employees.
Yeah.
And they just can't get to everybody all at once. So you have to be patient.
And you know what I have learned through all of this is I have learned sit back, relax, enjoy where you are, people watch. That is so much fun around here.
It is.
I'm telling you, it is so much fun around here. And just be patient. And when you start to become patient, to me, everything just falls right into line.
Yep.
So, night and day. So what are we going to talk about next?
What's on your list?
I got a list.
we both do.
Oh yeah, here's another one. This is another one that was a little difficult for me to break out of, and we have done a whole series on this stuff. A whole series.
Yeah.
But just night and day, and that is breaking out of my comfort zone when it comes to food.
Trying new things.
Totally awesome at it. Me, yeah. So I have learned to break out of my. I ate eel, polling. I mean, I've eaten hotting whole coming down. What more can you say? Living in the States ain't happening. I'm telling you.
Our cow's udder.
Cow's udder. What is it, our board?
Yeah, I can't say that right. But
So yes, it has a lot to do with food. And once again, trying new foods, trying new things over here, whether it was getting used to bitterballing, or just having polling or raw hotting. Yes, so night and day. Totally used to it now. Somebody slaps something in front of me, I'm willing to try it. When I was in the States, not willing to try it.
Right. Well, so another thing that we have on our list is actually was getting used to doing our grocery shopping like every couple of days or every day, and walking to get those groceries. And for necessity stuff, like the thankfully the neighborhoods all have their own little grocer and the
That
the
is
cheese
awesome.
shop and the bakery and the barber shop and the doctors and the pharmacy. So I mean, we walk to all those, and
We do.
it's
Rain
second
or shine.
nature now. Yeah, rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
And when we go out, I notice that I tend to take a bigger bag with me with a bag inside, because in the States, when we would have little errands to run, you just throw your stuff in the car. But now you have to carry it and whatever, which is no big deal.
She's always got a bag.
I always have a bag.
Always have a bag.
Always. So
I think one of the big differences is, just to do a quick comparison, in the States, we had a huge refrigerator. We would buy groceries for a couple of weeks, freeze half the stuff.
right.
Here,
and a lot of storage space for
and a lot
dry
of
goods.
storage space, which is another thing. Here we have very little storage space. And back there, there was a lot of storage space. And you just kind of come to realize what's important to you and what's not important to you. But yes, going ahead and getting out and doing groceries every couple of days.
Yeah. Well, it's fresher items too, which is good.
Yeah. That's not so hard to get used to. That's for sure.
That's
So
a nice thing.
That is a very, very nice thing. So let's move on to the next thing.
Okay.
All right. I think the last thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about, and we've talked about this before, but we just want to kind of cover this subject because, you know what? I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care how much you have read. I don't care how many videos you have watched. Nothing can prepare you for the amount of
Bicycles
bicycles here.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like you park down, you look down on our street. There's bikes everywhere.
Absolutely.
Now, so the ones, a lot of them are locked, chained up, and whatever, and they have the tire lock thing, and which makes it more difficult to steal.
Which they don't have in the United States.
Yeah, we don't have. We didn't
tire
have those
lock.
tire lock things. But if this setting were in the United States, where we are from,
Yeah.
those bikes wouldn't be there anymore.
Gone.
Only the ones chained up to the actual bike racks.
Yeah.
Because someone would just come along the truck and just put it in there, steal them. And I know that there is a theft problem here.
Yes, there is.
But it is not nearly as bad as what we have seen in the past.
Yes, that is for sure.
Yeah.
The sheer amount of bikes, and kudos to the Netherlands on how they handle the bikes, how they handle the bike parking, new bike parking in Amsterdam, bike parking at Central Station, bike parking under. How they handle the bikes is just kudos.
Yes.
So
amazing.
And we do bike, yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you know what? What we have learned is, we were just talking about it last night, and that is when we first came to the Netherlands, how we were feeling, what was going on, to how things are for us right now, and how we have adjusted.
Yeah.
And there are just some things right now, and we just talked about them, that come second nature to us. I mean, just come second nature.
Right. And it's a good feeling. It's
an
nice.
awesome feeling.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
So anyways, with that being said, we thank you so much for your likes. We thank you so much for your comments. We thank you so much for the thumbs up. It helps get it all out there for us. So thank you so much. You really are the best subscribers. And those really are not just words, because we do read the messages, and we really appreciate you taking time. It always flabbergasts me when somebody writes a message that is like this long, and they have got super good points, and they want us to be informed, and we read them all. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So if you can find it in your heart to go ahead and subscribe, just hit it right here, right next to my beautiful wife. And from that point right there, thank you so much from Soul to Soul Travels. Till next time, we'll see you there.
Tutsines.
How do?
Dewey.
Dewey.
Dewey.